gonna talk about what is like PDO. So PDO is pathosic decadal oscillation. It's also one more this small, don't say MJO. So I didn't explain this. That's why videos might be super short sometimes. The MJO is more Madden-Julian oscillation. So I didn't talk about the places. The actual places need to be fixed. So like I'm gonna use North America only. So this, even though there's some below average and above average near Cuba, for example, is still near average sea surface temperatures or near average precipitation. So if I said like there's gonna be lots of artificial habitat, that means it can make less natural weather changes too, not just climate. So like when this MGO is at phase two, it's gonna be near average sea surface temperatures around the Atlantic. Atlantic. Ignore the eastern US. It's not even. So phase three, it's gonna be like same thing, but it's gonna be like more moderate precipitation. It's gonna be more average. That's phase three, and phase four is above average. There's like above average spots, like above average spots here, but smaller than that circle. So in here and here, it's gonna be smaller than that. So it's here. So about this circle is gonna be like the precipitation above average precipitation. But phase two is gonna be above average precipitation in here. So it's in the equator. So phase four, it's like near average, except some below average. Except some below average in phase three too. But phase two I didn't tell. So like above average here and below like above average in no below average in here. What is on the circle? Like above below average precipitation here. So then above average in the equator. Phase three is near above average in the same place, but more wet and more precipitation than normal, and near average. No, that's so phase four is going to be below average or above average, below average, and above average is on the spots is like here. So this one spots of above average around the Atlantic around here. It's gonna be like some spots smaller, just fewer spots than a circle. It says, but that's phase four. So phase five is gonna be like above average near Africa and Atlantic Ocean, same place around like here with some few like above average rainfall. And phase six is gonna be below average in near equator, like middle of South America. It's like equator. Like Southern Caribbean could get some spots of above average precipitation. That's phase five. Actually, phase six. That was phase six. And phase five is Cuba is above average. So phase six is like near average with some dry spots, so dry line of below average precipitation. But Southern Caribbean I did. So phase seven, it gets more average, but it's gonna be more spotty above average precipitation with the one big splash on like phase six has splash of drier than normal precipitation, drier than normal in South America, like close to the equator, south of the equator, but still close next to the equator. But yeah, it's around here, so it's like it's gonna be drier than normal. So phase 7 is gonna be above like more average in the Atlantic equator. Southern Caribbean's above average spots is above average precipitation, and near like southeast of way farther southeast of Cuba is gonna get above average precipitation, phase 7. So phase 8 is gonna be above average precipitation in the equator, but in the Gulf and Central Caribbean is gonna be like above average precipitation. That's phase 8. In phase 1, I didn't talk, it's like above average precipitation in the equator and the Gulf. Northeastern Caribbean is gonna be above average precipitation, and the islands near South America is gonna be like actually in southeast of Cuba is above average precipitation. So this is what controls the winter weather pattern in Toronto and southern Ontario. So you need the whole world, the oceans around the whole world to control the no not control, like to affect Toronto. The warm oceans near the warm oceans, it causes the precipitation to hit Toronto. That's why you get like that's why I show like it shows like above average sea surface. No, that's why I said like the MGA phase also big factor controls the natural coron no natural control. I'm just gonna say like the sea surface temperatures play a huge role on Toronto's weather and the MGA phase. And dust storms also affect like Toronto's weather, even though it's not actually affected by dust storms. Let's say if there's dust storm in Florida, that would decrease the risk of thunderstorms. That's why you get less precipitation than normal, sometimes in summertime in Toronto. So if it's Madden-Julian oscillations, pedicule, perfectic decadal oscillations, PDO, that's PDO. PDO is perfectic decadal oscillations, and M0 is Madden-Julian oscillation. And perfectic North American pattern is PNA, and Arctic oscillation is AO. So NAO is North Atlantic oscillation. El Nino Southern oscillation is ENSO. Like ENSO is El Nino and La Nina. It's El Nino and La Nina also part of ENSO. So like every ENSO, like every oscillations, like perfectly North American pattern is PNA. Predictable, perfectic decadal oscillations is PDO. NAO is North Atlantic oscillations. Arctic oscillations is AO, and MG was Madden-Julian oscillations. PDOs, I said. NAOs, so all the oscillations is gonna be controlled in the future.